Hey guys, welcome to my April journal vlog. Today I want to catch up with updating some of my journals, so let's go right into it. But before we do that, let's decorate this journal just a little bit. This big block of red feels so uninviting. That's why I am going to put one of the Sibyllin Mainnet stickers on the cover, right in the middle. I actually bought two of the same sticker, so I could do that and still have one left. This is one of my favorite stickers she released recently, same as the butterfly girl I used for my March reading wrap-up. Guys, in the last vlog I said that it has been a very long time since I watched a really good movie. Well, the tables have turned and I have watched two since then. So let's make a spread for both of them in my creative journal. First one is The Girl with the Needle. It is a historical drama happening in 1919 Copenhagen, and it's about a young girl, Caroline, who finds herself unemployed and pregnant with her husband missing. She meets Dagmar, who runs an underground adoption agency, and they form a bond. Saying they become friends might be too much. And then Caroline realized Dagmar is not who she is pretending to be. It is, as you can see from the pictures, black and white, and as many Nordic movies are, it was slow. I am not sure if you have watched some Nordic movies, but they have a certain feel to them. They are often slow, meandering, and beautifully filmed. At least the ones I have watched. The problem is that sometimes they are way too slow, with quite a few WTF moments, so I was not sure whether to even go to cinema to watch this, but I am so glad I did. Even when a friend should have joined me and she of course forgot, but I don't mind, it was quite an interesting experience and she definitely missed out. It was visually beautiful. The poverty, desperation, misery, dirtiness, you could feel it have an impact on you just by sitting there and watching. There were also few off-putting, uncomfortable and raw scenes. Some of them might have been slightly too much and unnecessary, in my opinion. But other than that, it was one of the movies I will remember for a while. It was not easy to watch, but well worth it. And what I will remember for a long time as well is that when the movie ended and the last screen said inspired by true events, the whole room just sat there for a few seconds, completely numb and quiet. I don't think anyone ever breathed. It was definitely an experience. For this spread, I really wanted to have this movie poster in here, and I was not sure how to do that because I wanted to have it big, but that way it would completely cover full page. So after some brainstorming, I decided to do this opening page, and then I decorated the backside of it as well. And all of these pictures are from the movie, one is from the filming. And because all of them are black and white, I decided to do a black and white decorations as well. I was especially excited about this black, white, gold flower PET tape. It is very different from my other stationery, so it is sometimes difficult to find a use for it, but this was a perfect opportunity. Okay, and the next movie I watched, finally, was Oppenheimer. It was released in 2023 and it took me a long time to watch it because first, it's 3 hours long. That's just way too much. And second, it is directed by Christopher Nolan, and while for many people it is very exciting fact, I don't really care for his movies. Mostly because I really hate how music is always so loud and speech you can barely hear. It is just like, why? Why are you doing this to us? But it was time and guys, I noticed it was on Netflix, so I watched it there, telling myself that it will at least remember where I left off when I will come back to it later, because lately I don't have a problem to stop watching even halfway through anime episode. They are usually 20 or so minutes long, and sometimes I don't even watch them fully in one sitting if I am not interested enough. So I, of course, was prepared to watch this 3-hour long movie during multiple days. So I sat down, pressed play, and I did not move from that damn chair during the whole 3 hours. It was a feat I won't repeat soon for sure. I really like the atmosphere, the cinematography, and all actors were so good. Also, I loved how you could see people slowly aging along with the story. It might be just stupid detail, but I appreciated it a lot. There were some slower moments, of course, but overall I enjoyed it much more than I expected I would. And for the decoration, I really liked how I had the white border around all the pictures in the previous spread, so I did the exact same thing here. The spreads for both films are probably quite similar. Yes, I admit that, but it's all about having fun in my journals, and this was fun. Okay, now we are going to jump into my everyday journal. I had one spread left in my March setup, so I decided to make a first quarter review here. I have never done this, but I was inspired by Jessie Corin's quarterly reviews. I love how this spread is half black and half white, and by a coincidence, when I set up this page more than a month ago, I used the same PET tape here as I did for the first movie spread. I was not sure how to approach this quarterly review, and I did not want to get overwhelmed, so I have only 5 sections here. First one is memories, and one of the most memorable events was the recent collaboration with Jessie Corin and many more people from the journaling community, where we talk about our reading journals, the tips and tricks, and our favorite pages. I was also so excited when I saw my online journaling friend Manda from MandaMate was also part of this collaboration. Her reading journal is pirate themed from this year, and it is stunning. The whole experience was a lot of fun. I liked so many ideas that were shared, and if you'd like some inspiration for your reading journal and you have not watched it yet, the video is linked in the description. Next section is accomplished. This is where I write down all of my bigger tasks I was able to complete in the first 3 months of 2025. I printed these titles on a sticker paper, and this title sadly got printed across a split in the paper, but I did my best to make it not so noticeable. I have these full A4 sticker sheets, and then I have A4 that are divided into 4 A6 sections, so yeah, that's why there was a gap. I think I did not make sense for any US viewers, but let's just say the paper is divided to 4 sections and the title got printed across 2 of them, and yeah, that's it. My biggest accomplishment is that I finally started decluttering my home. It is time-consuming and both physically and mentally draining process, but I am slowly chipping away at different sections of my flat. Also, I made a new magical readathon journal. It is so pretty and I am still very excited about it. My mind went blank during filming, so I will write down more accomplishments later. I really like this section because it shows that I am actually doing stuff contrary to my mind telling me I am doing nothing or that I am not doing enough. Next section is for keep going. It is for everything I would like to continue doing for at least 3 more months. The main thing is probably doing more of the decluttering. I would also like to keep attempting to sleep at least 7 hours a night, and also to keep going with my workouts because I have been fairly consistent since January and I am very excited about that. And again, I have some space left here to write more things down if needed. Then I have a very small section for neglected, and honestly I could not come up with anything for this section while I was filming, so it stays empty for now. Also, I made this section deliberately smaller to not dwell on negative things. And the last section is called in the second quarter, so all the things to accomplish or to do from April to June. And here I am deliberately making my dots hollow, so I will be able to fill them in once I complete the task. I already filled in one of the dots, and that is the completion of my health and fitness journal. I posted it here on this channel last week, and I am so happy to have it done and ready to use. And this is not only the kind of to-do list for the next 3 months, but also I will write here all the events that are happening in these 3 months, and I have written here Easter in Prague because yes, as you are watching this video, I am now for sure strolling somewhere along old Prague streets, whining about how my feet hurt because every time I go there I spend all my days walking around. How could I not? So yeah, maybe there will be some footage in my next journal vlog, but I can't promise you that. Oh, and I also want to repot all my plants. All of them. That will be like a full day task, but I can't wait. They need that so badly. And that's it for my first quarter review. I liked the process of it. I liked that I could put a lot of my thoughts on the paper, and now I also have a reference I can go back to. And now let's spend a little bit of time in my new magical readathon journal. As you can see, I am very unsuccessful in fitting this journal into the frame. It's just so big. Spring equinox is happening right now during April, and this year G, the mastermind behind this reading challenge, made us not only study in the magical school, but we are also trying to rescue dragons by reading. Yeah, more about them in a second. First, let's add in book covers for subjects I have already finished. I need to read 5 books in April, and I have already finished 3. And as you can see, I marked the subjects I finished already on the left side. And while I had a marker in my hand, I colored in some ribbons around the page. I would love to color in those leaves as well someday. It might look cute. Anyway, I already finished A Drop of Corruption for Restoration, The Last Graduate for Spells and Incantations, and Sunrise on the Reaping for Alchemy. And I am currently reading Ninth House and The Eye of the Bedlam Bride, 2 books I need for the rest of my classes. I am very close to finishing both of them, which is great because April turned out to be more chaotic than expected. Okay, now for the Dragon's Quest. I made this big banner in Canva. It turned out really cute, and right under it I am putting in this simple graphic that shows us how much we need to read for each dragon to be rescued. There is a silhouette of the next dragon revealed after the previous one gets rescued, so when I will feel like it, I might replace these question marks with dragon silhouettes later. I think that might look much better then. There are 5 big dragons, and each of them gets rescued by reading 1,000,000 pages. Collectively, of course. When I was filming this, there were 2 big dragons rescued already, so I am making small entries for each of them. Nothing special, I am just putting in the graphics we were given. There was also this cute little trash dragon or trash coon that was saved by us reading 50,000 pages. It was like a warm-up round, and he is so adorable. Also, it was saved and revealed to us during this semester's opening reading sprints. Reading sprints, it's basically a YouTube live where we chat and do some activities, and then we have sections where we all read, or you don't have to read, you can basically do anything. And this year the sprints were happening April 1st, so it was really fun to get a little trash con then. We hit 3 million read pages few hours after I made these pages, so I am already behind on updating this journal, but we are so close to hitting 4 million pages read that I'm going to wait to set them up together. I think we might have even reached them by the time this video goes live. People are so motivated to read and log their reads now that there are dragons to save. I feel like I am just babbling and not making any sense, so I am sorry about that. Well, anyway, this was all journaling I have done in one day. I am so happy I was able to catch up on so many of my journals, and for some reason, all of them had red covers. This was totally not planned. If you asked me before putting them all next to each other, I would swear I have only one red journal. Talk about being inattentive. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.